take you to that. For those of you who are new, I am running for United States Senate. As many of you know, we were on the path to a landslide victory in the Republican primary on September 1st. And we found out election fraud took place, where literally the voting systems on these election systems, which is quite amazing, have a capability to multiply votes by fractions. And in fact, our votes are saved as fractions. So if you got 1,000 votes and I got 1,000 votes, the systems at the software level, when the ballots are electronically counted, can multiply your votes, let's say by a factor, 2.5. So you get 2,500 votes and cut my votes by, let's say, 0.5. So I only end up getting 500 votes. So we noticed this anomaly because in the many cities that we asked for data through FOIA, which is called the Freedom of Information Act, it was found out that in every city there were more votes than voters. And the work of Bev Harris and Benny Smith has pointed out the fact that these voting systems store our votes as fractional, as decimals essentially, not as whole numbers. And our mathematicians and data analysts, which we'll be sharing with you more, have found out, because we were very fortunate in one of the counties, we saw this very interesting anomaly, which helped us calculate that my votes were cut by half, 50%, and my opponent's, who was nowhere to be seen, did really no campaigning at all, his votes were increased by 20%. So we won this primary. So we're not walking away. As many of you know, we are moving forward to what's called a write-in campaign. In the United States, if you can also write in someone's name, as you can see there, so people can write in, as I'm going to show on the screen here, people can write in Dr. Shiva for Senate right here, okay? So in the write-in space, people can write in Dr. period Shiva, S-H-I-V-A, and then they have to fill in the oval. And all of these ballots are hand counted. Just to give you by way of perspective, in the one county where 70-80% of the votes were counted by hand, we won there by nearly 10%. In every other county, we quote unquote lost by 60-40. But I want to let everyone know we are doing a write-in campaign. We're going after this central issue that others have talked about, but election fraud. And as a part of that, what I wanted to also share with you as an update, because again, I like to give the updates because we have a lot of interested people out there. We actually, let me see if I can bring this up. We have actually, is this it? Yes, here we go. Yeah, we have filed our formal lawsuit, which I tweeted out. This is the civil lawsuit that we filed. Let me bring this up. As you can see here, we filed our lawsuit in Massachusetts federal court. And this is the lawsuit particulars. But what we have done is we filed a lawsuit against the Secretary of State of Massachusetts for $1.2 billion. Because it was this, remember, I was criticizing the Secretary of State for the fact that they destroyed ballot images, the fact that we found out in many of these cities that there were more votes than voters. And I started tweeting that out. Well, it turns out the Secretary of State admitted to contacting Twitter to suppress my speech on Twitter. There's one issue with Twitter. There's one issue with election fraud. But the First Amendment in the United States was created so you can criticize your government. And the fact that the government notified Twitter to suppress my speech, not only for one day, but for nearly 14 days. Now, to the best of my knowledge, over the 30,000 tweets I've done over the last 10 years, I've never been thrown off Twitter. And the fact is that the Secretary of State had me suspended. So this is going to be a very awesome lawsuit that's out there. We really brought across the points of my background, the fact that, you know, the tweets I was sharing up until September 25th, nothing happened. But on September 25th, 25th, when I started exposing the Secretary of State, I was suddenly suspended, not for one day, but for 14 days starting from that day. And that's what this lawsuit brings out. And our position is we're going to take this all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States, because it's quite egregious what took place, that the state attacking me. But more importantly, I'm a United States federal candidate. Okay, so here's the state attacking a U.S. Senate candidate for exposing corruption. This is what occurs in quote unquote third world countries and banana republics. But that is what Massachusetts has become. So I wanted to give you an update on that.